Okay, so my unpopular Disney opinion is going to really offend. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Brittany, Bajan Princess Brittany here, and as you can tell, I am a Disney adult. So if you didn't know, if you weren't following me before YouTube, I am a Disneybounder, pop culture style, Disney style creator over on Instagram, and it is the same username as you can see right here, Bajan Princess Brittany. So definitely give me a follow over there if you're just now finding me and you're new to this space. If you like Disney style content, Disneybound, crazy unhinged story posts, definitely give me a follow over there. So I asked some of my followers in stories to ask me some anonymous questions about Disney, and I've got 12 of them, so I want to go ahead and answer them here just to bring a little bit more Disney magic onto my channel. Thank you again to my Disney community for asking me these anonymous questions, and thank you so much for being kind in the questions as well. I was scared that I was gonna get at least one weird question or comment in my anonymous box, so thank you all for being so nice to me. I appreciate y'all so much. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into the questions. Question number 1, are you upset that Tom Sawyer Island and the Riverboat are leaving, or are being replaced rather? So am I upset about this? Not really. If this was Disneyland, where that's the original Tom Sawyer Island, the original Riverboat, if it was being replaced over there on the West Coast, that's Walt's original vision, and I don't believe that that should be messed with at all. But for Walt Disney World, I mean, Tom Sawyer Island is cool, but I also think that it's kind of like underutilized space. I never see people over there as much as they could be. I mean, it's sad, it's bittersweet, but I'm excited to see the plans that are happening. If you don't know, Disney is replacing Tom Sawyer Island and the Riverboat. Is it the Liberty Bell? Oh my gosh, wait, let me check. Yes, the Liberty Bell. Yeah, it is sad that they're replacing the Liberty Bell, because I think that's such a beautiful, kind of historic type of attraction, and it's really relaxing. The last time I rode it was back in 2024 in March, when I went to Walt Disney World with my dad. That was his first time visiting Walt Disney World, gosh, in quite a while, in over 10 years I think, and that was such a beautiful magical trip filled with a lot of amazing memories. But we rode the Liberty Bell and we looked out at Tom Sawyer Island. We didn't go over there and explore, but we looked at it from the Liberty Bell, and it was just so peaceful and tranquil. But I will say, there was hardly anyone over there. So I think for Disney to be bringing a Cars Land and a Villains Land over in that space, I think that is a much better use of space. I think that it will breathe new life into the area, and I think it has the potential to be something really cool. So I'm definitely here for these updates. Let me take a sip of my drink here. This is really good. I highly recommend. So this is my little mocktail that I made of Caribbean Sorrel, S-O-R-R-E-L, and I'll put the spelling down here somewhere. Sorrel is kind of like a flower tea type drink that's like really sweet, like a syrupy sweet kind of floral drink, and it's so refreshing and lovely. But I find that it's too sweet, so I mixed it with hibiscus LaCroix, and it's so good like this, y'all. It's like the sweetness of the sorrel drink with the spices and everything, so it's giving that Caribbean flavor, but it's also mixed with sparkling water, so it's like the perfect level of sweetness for me, and I love it. Yes. Question number 2. What's the most overrated land that you have visited or is on your list to visit? Sorry, wheels are turning. I'm answering these as I go along. Like, this is live. I don't have answers prepared for this. But I think my most overrated land that I visited was Avengers Campus in Walt Disney Studios Park in Paris. And Walt Disney Studios Park, if y'all don't know, is being renamed to Disney Adventure World. So that Avengers Campus over there in France, that was completely overrated. I don't think I really heard great things about that Avengers Campus, to be honest, but like compared to the one in California, that Avengers Campus just does not have the same life, the same energy. When I went to Disneyland Paris, it was a very gloomy, very cold, very rainy day, and I think that, you know, a lot of the characters weren't out and the people were kind of grumpy, and it just didn't feel like Avengers Campus to me. It just felt like even the architecture wasn't giving superhero, it was giving kind of like warehouse. It was very like brick facades, and it didn't look like a superhero place. No, I mean, the same could be said for Avengers Campus in Disney's California Adventure over in Anaheim, California. They could say that that doesn't look superhero-ish, but I actually think it does look superhero-ish over there, because it does have like a lot of different like Easter eggs with like Spider-Man and Iron Man. Like, they have different facades over there that give it that Marvel feel. It did not have the same feeling over in Paris, so I wasn't a big fan. Now, overrated land that is on my list to visit. I have not visited 3 theme parks or 3 Disney parks in my lifetime. I have not been to Shanghai Disney, I have not been to Tokyo Disney, and I have not been to Hong Kong Disney. I mean, I still want to go visit there, obviously. Like, all the Disney parks are on my to visit list in life. Like, that's my goal, is to visit all the Disney parks. But I think the one that seems to be the most overrated in the parks over in Asia is Arendelle at Hong Kong Disney. That seems to be a little overhyped, because what they have Frozen Ever After, which is basically a ride that's at EPCOT, that's been at EPCOT for a while. Now, I will say the technology that they use to build the Frozen Ever After over there looks much better than the EPCOT technology, since so many years have passed. But I mean, that's a ride that I've already been to. I kind of know what's gonna happen, so that seems a little overrated. And then I think the other ride that they have over there is kind of it's a roller coaster that's reminiscent of Seven Dwarfs Mine Train without at Magic Kingdom, without the Snow White scene and the dwarves singing hi ho hi ho. So basically it's just a roller coaster that just like goes around like a mountainous area, and I've heard that it finishes before it even feels like it got started. I feel like I'm being unfair because I haven't seen this land, and I'm sure the architecture and everything is beautiful, but I'm not necessarily chomping at the bit to get over there to experience Arendelle. All right, question number 3. Are you mad about Muppets 3D being demolished? Is Muppets a good replacement for Aerosmith Rockin' Roller Coaster? This is a great question, actually, because I go back and forth about this all the time. For one, I do think that Rockin' Roller Coaster had its time. I really think that it should be rethemed. I don't think anyone really connects with the Aerosmith theming of Rockin' Roller Coaster. I mean, yeah, sure, it's fun, but you're getting in a limo and you're basically just avoiding traffic trying to get to a concert on time. I mean, yeah, sure, that's fun. The ride is really fun, but I don't think the theming is really like grabbing anyone. It's not something that's super memorable to anyone, and Aerosmith is also a band that is not as relevant as they used to be. My apologies to the Aerosmith fans. If you're a huge Aerosmith fan, let me know in the comments. I think that it could be updated to have something that's a little bit more in line with what Hollywood Studios is today. Is it the Muppets? I think that actually could be fun. So don't quote me on this because I have not finished watching this show, but I started watching Muppets Mayhem, and I think it would be really fun to have Rockin' Roller Coaster be rethemed as the Electric Mayhem, and just having all the Muppets characters like going nuts while you're going through this roller coaster and you hear their song playing. Now, I haven't finished the series, so I don't know all the ins and outs about it, but from what I did watch, it's really fun, and I think it's really like colorful and cool, and that really could be a great addition to Rockin' Roller Coaster. However, do I believe that Muppet Vision 3D should be demolished? I think it should be relocated. Disney really and truly like split the community with this one, because I see people who are really upset. They feel like Muppets Courtyard should stay where it is, and that Monsters Inc., which is the replacement for Muppets Courtyard. If you did not know, at D23 in 2024, Disney announced that we would be getting a Monsters Inc. land in Disney's Hollywood Studios at Walt Disney World. Because of that, people have been speculating, because at first they did not say where they were going to put this land. Let's put that out there. Disney announced Monsters Inc. land, but they did not go into detail about where it was going to go. So in the months after D23, there was a lot of speculation about where this Monsters Inc. land was gonna go. People were saying, oh my goodness, I hope it's not at Muppets Courtyard. I know that Muppets Courtyard kind of has a target on its back because it's sandwiched in between Star Tours and Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, and people were thinking, oh no, like that might get taken away. Spoiler alert, it is getting taken away, unfortunately. Everyone was hoping that it would take over the animation courtyard slash Star Wars launch bay area over on the other side of the park, because there does seem to be space back there. However, I have heard from different people who I watch on YouTube, I'm not going to name names, but people were saying that there's office buildings back there that Disney apparently didn't want to demolish because, I mean, there's Imagineering offices, it's different executive offices back there. So Disney apparently didn't want to touch those, allegedly, supposedly. Don't quote me, I don't know this. I'm just going off of what I've heard from other people. So I could see like that being some serious infrastructure that they didn't want to get rid of. It does really stink that Disney is getting rid of Muppets Courtyard because it is really cute over there. But I think what they really should do is move Muppet Vision 3D. If you didn't know, Disney is retheming Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy, which has since closed already. As of this video, it has closed down, and they announced that they're putting a villain show in it. So the show is called Disney Villains Unfairly Ever After, and instead of Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy, they're putting this Disney Unfairly Ever After in that space. To me, I feel like they should have put Muppet Vision 3D there. And I'm hoping that that's something that Disney still does, because they still have time to do that. Like, Muppet Vision 3D is a show that can be moved. It's a movie, basically. If you've never experienced this ride, Muppet Vision 3D is a 3D movie. It does have like some physical set pieces doing things with like different Muppets animatronics, but I think it's possible that they could totally move that into a different venue if they choose to. So hopefully, I'm thinking that this Disney Villains Unfairly Ever After is a temporary show that is hoping to promote the Villains Land in Magic Kingdom that's coming in a few years. And I'm hoping that once Villains Land shows up at Magic Kingdom, Disney says, okay, we're gonna move this villain show and we're gonna put Muppet Vision 3D into this space that was formerly Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy. And it would make sense, right? Because if you're familiar with Disney's Hollywood Studios, Rockin Rollercoaster, which is going to be a Muppets roller coaster, is right over there by Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy, off in that Sunset Boulevard kind of corner of the park. So I'm really and truly hoping that that's just some shuffling around that Disney is doing, and it's not like a permanent villain show. It's not permanently getting rid of Muppet Vision 3D, because I understand that's such a historical show. It's not a thing that I actually go out and watch every time I go to Hollywood Studios. Let's be real, let's be honest. I don't go to Hollywood Studios that often. It's not my favorite park at Walt Disney World. However, it is a historical show. I love the Muppets, and I think it does have its place at Walt Disney World. So hopefully Disney does them justice. All right, question number 4. What is your favorite EPCOT festival? Oh my goodness, hands down, my favorite EPCOT festival is Flower and Garden. So I have not done all of the EPCOT festivals. Let me be fair and put this out there. I have been to all of the festivals except for Festival of the Arts. So the ones that I've been to, for those who are not as familiar with the EPCOT festivals, I have been to Flower and Garden, I've been to Food and Wine, and I've been to Festival of the Holidays. So I'm only missing one out of the 4. Flower and Garden is so amazing. I love how beautiful the Imagineers make EPCOT during Flower and Garden, with like the beautiful flower beds everywhere. The topiaries are so nice. I love the weather during Flower and Garden, at least in the beginning part, because that's where I went. This was during my trip with my dad in March of 2024, and that was my first time going to EPCOT in early March in my entire life. Like, I never usually go at that time. So it was beautiful weather. It was so lovely seeing all the flowers, all the topiaries. The food was really good. I enjoyed like the fresh kind of earthy flavors. They had a big emphasis on kind of like fresh flavors, things that highlight fruits and veggies, and just the menus are just so nice. In contrast to Festival of the Holidays, I went to Festival of the Holidays at the end of 2024 and I was not a fan. I went on the last day of Festival of the Holidays in 2024, and that was an interesting experience because not only was the park super full and it was hard to get to the different booths and everything, but I felt like the food was just really kind of lackluster this year. I don't know if it's because they had like a lot of repeat things for Festival of the Holidays, but I just wasn't enamored by the festival food. Flower and Garden was totally different. I needed at least 3 days at Epcot during Flower and Garden to try everything that I wanted to try. I did as best as I could going around the park and trying different things, but I just couldn't get to it all. I didn't have that much stomach space. Even though I'm a big girl, y'all, I don't eat that much. So I hope to go back. Hopefully next year I could go for Festival of the Arts first of all, and maybe Flower and Garden too. Manifesting my WDW annual pass. Please, please let me get to that point. All right, question number 5. What is your favorite ride and why? This is so easy for me. My favorite ride is Soarin' Over California. Now, it's a little complicated because, as you might know, Soaring Over California is a ride that is obsolete. That ride has technically been permanently replaced by Soaring Around the World. Which is a more global view of, you know, the Soarin' ride. They go to the different countries, they go to India, they go to China, they go to all around the world, and it's supposed to be a more inclusive experience that fits in with Epcot a little bit more. Does it fit in with Disney California Adventure though? I don't think so. The reason why Soarin' Over California, that version specifically, is my favorite is for several reasons. For one, the musical score is beautiful. If you have the chance and you've never ridden Soarin' Over California, please listen to the musical score. It is so pretty, and it's so much better than the remixed version for Soarin' Around the World that has like more global elements to it. Nah, the original version is beautiful. I study to that music very often. It's one of my favorite pieces of music, and it just gives me the chills. Like, even now that I'm thinking about it, I'm getting the chills. It's so beautiful. Number 2, just the visuals of Soaring Over California worked a lot better for me. I really loved, you know, soaring over an orange grove and smelling the oranges. I love soaring over like that river. And please don't fight me for not knowing the names of all of the things that they showed in the video of the ride, but there was like a river that they went over and you could smell like all the fresh water and the trees and everything. I love the golf ball scene. They're at some golf course and they hit the ball and it like comes and like hits you in the face. That's so much fun. Like, that ride has a lot of nostalgia for me. Soaring Over California was one of the big rides that me and my family really got into, and we were serious about rope dropping. When me and my mom and my dad used to go to Disney together, it was really fun, like getting up super early in the morning, getting to Epcot. Like, we specifically rope dropped to go on Soarin' Over California, and it was an experience. I don't know if they still do this because I haven't rope dropped Epcot in quite some time, but the people, the cast members that worked at Soarin', they would come out to rope drop the rope drop area with their Soarin' costumes on, and they would make like a really big deal about leading the crowd over to the land pavilion for Soarin' and like walking you to the line, and it was just so beautiful, you guys. Like, I really am getting the chills, like having those memories and remembering, you know, me and my parents like rushing over to Soarin' Over California and just being so excited to get on there and just experience our favorite rides. It is a beautiful ride. I love their cast member uniforms. I Disneybounded as a cast member for Soarin' Over California because if I was a cast member, that would be the ride that I would love to work on. Yeah, it's just a superior version of Soarin'. I wish that Disney would consider keeping it permanently as Soaring Over California in Disney's California Adventure, so at least it would give guests the option. Soaring Around the World makes a lot more sense for Epcot just because Epcot is a very global focused park. However, Disney's California Adventure literally has California in the name of the theme park, so why can't Soaring Over California be over there permanently? Give people options, Disney, please, I beg you. Question number 6. What's the one Disney attraction that you would choose to dictate the aesthetic of your entire house forever, is in parentheses? This is a really hard question, y'all. I cannot believe someone asked me this. For the interior and I guess, exterior of my house as well, I would do It's a Small World. So, okay, I know that's wild, but hear me out. It's a Small World, and I'm going off of the California version here because that one is done a little bit better to me versus the Walt Disney one, the Walt Disney World one. The Magic Kingdom It's a Small World is trash. Honestly, like, I wish that they could redo it and make the outside look prettier like Disneyland one. I love the colors of the outside of It's a Small World for the outside of my house because it's white and blue with gold accents. Now, it would be really cute to have an exterior brick house with light blue accents and then gold hardware, gold like lanterns on the side of the door, like a gold doorknob or a gold door knocker or something like that, and then have like a blue door itself, like a light blue door would be really pretty, and maybe a light blue roof. I feel like that would get dirty though, but something kind of like that, like using those colors for the exterior of the house would look so magical. And then going in the house, I'm a person who loves color. Don't mind these white walls behind me. They used to be blue, but a certain person in my life decided to paint the house white on the inside, which was not fun. But anyway, I love color, so I would love to have the interior of Small World as the color scheme for my house. Just different multicolored touches. One room could be like blue, one room could be green. I would just love to play with like all the different color palettes in Small World. Okay, I won't have the creepy dolls. The dolls could stay away, but it would be cool to like have cultural touches from all the different countries and cultures that are displayed in Small World in my house. So maybe one room could be themed to England, maybe one room could be themed to France, maybe one room could be themed to China, and then I have like an Africa area. Different touches from different places all around my house. That would be so much fun, right? Question number 7, favorite Disney 90s cartoon. Y'all are gonna get mad at me, but I do not have a favorite Disney 90s cartoon. If I'm interpreting this question correctly, I think you mean like a Disney afternoon type of cartoon, like one that showed on Disney Channel, kind of like Darkwing Duck or DuckTales or one of those types of cartoons. I don't have a favorite one of those, and here is why. When I was growing up in the 90s, my parents had cable, but we did not have the cable plan that had the Disney Channel on it just yet. So we had Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network, but we did not have Disney Channel at all. I did not grow up watching all those Disney cartoons like everyone else did. I did not watch any of those. I did not get Disney Channel until I think I was about 10 years old. We moved to a different house when I was 10. And then when we got cable at this new house, we got the fancy satellite cable, and that's what came with Disney Channel. So I'm more nostalgic for the Disney Channel as like a preteen than a Disney Channel in the 90s, if that makes more sense. I was a preteen in the 2000s. So 2000s Disney Channel is my jam. Kim Possible, like those types of shows, all the Disney Channel movies like the Cheetah Girls and High School Musical and Hannah Montana, that was my Disney Channel time. But before that, I was not into the Disney Channel at all. I was a Nickelodeon girly. If I had to pick a 90s Disney cartoon, I would have to go with a movie. And I did watch Disney movies growing up, so that's like a completely different genre. So if I had to choose a 90s Disney movie, I would choose Aladdin, because Aladdin was my favorite. If y'all force me to choose a favorite one, Aladdin is the best one. That is my comfort movie. I love A Whole New World. The soundtrack for Aladdin is amazing, and just that A Whole New World scene is one of my favorite scenes in film in general. Just the beautiful colors, seeing the contrast of the magic carpet, the reds and golds and purples in the magic carpet with that beautiful blue background of the sky, just really is a beautiful scene to me. The song is great. Aladdin was super cute. He was one of my first crushes when I was a kid. I loved Aladdin so much. I wanted to be Jasmine. This is something that I don't know if a lot of other people of color identify with, a lot of Black people specifically. When I was growing up in the 90s, there was no Princess Tiana. They did not have a Black Disney princess. Really and truly, I don't think there were many Black Disney characters, like animated characters. I'm trying to think. I don't think there were any Black animated Disney characters back in the 90s. So the only princesses that I really and truly somewhat identified with back in the 90s was Princess Jasmine and Pocahontas, because those two princesses had the darkest skin and therefore they looked the most like me. So I had a really strong attachment to Aladdin for that reason, as well as Pocahontas. So let me know in the comments, do any other Black Disney fans or Disney fans of color who do not have white skin, do y'all agree with that? Did you gravitate towards Aladdin and Pocahontas like me? Or did you have some other favorite Disney character? Let me know in the comments. That's an interesting thing that I've been trying to see if other people felt that same way. Question number 8. Okay, first, I adore you. And they said a little heart like this. Thank you so much. I adore you too. I appreciate you sending this question and following along with me. You're so sweet. Anyway, the question is, secondly, what's your favorite Disney resort and why? This is an easy question. Because I have only stayed at 2 Disney resorts in my entire life. I did not grow up staying at the Disney resorts. My parents, when we first started going to Disney World back in 1997, I stayed off property. We stayed at random hotels off of 192. That's what my parents were able to afford at the time. And honestly, that's what they knew at the time. I don't think they really knew about staying at a Disney resort. I don't think that they knew that that was something affordable that we could do. So we stayed on 192 and it was no problem. We would just drive into Disney, pay our little parking fee, enjoy the theme parks for the day, come back to our hotel, and that was fine for us. But later on, I finally realized that Disney hotels were not as ridiculously expensive as we thought. Disney hotels also grew in number over the years as well too. I think before they didn't have as many things, like as many options to choose from, but now they have like a ton. So now I have 2 Disney resorts that I've stayed at in recent years. The first Disney resort I stayed at is Pop Century, and then the second Disney resort I stayed at is Aulani in Hawaii. So obviously I have to say Aulani is my favorite. I know this isn't exactly what you were thinking, because you were thinking more of a Disney theme park resort. I have to say that Aulani is just a beautiful place. I went in December of 2024 for my 35th birthday. It was a beautiful, beautiful time. I loved staying there. I loved how sweet the cast members were, and I really and truly had the best cast member experience at Aulani. Those people really and truly genuinely care that you have a great time, not only at Aulani Resort, but also in Hawaii in general. I have never had any hotel employee sit with me and write a whole list of places that I should go to eat. Because I was talking to this cast member when I was checking in at Aulani when I first got there. She asked me what places have I tried before, because that was my second time going to Hawaii. And I let her know the different places that I tried, and she's like, okay, I'm gonna make you a list for more local places. Her and another cast member who were at the front desk, things were kind of slow at the time, and they just brainstormed this long list, places that I should go try, different, you know, things off the vegan path that locals do. And I really and genuinely truly appreciated it. And what was really cool about that too is that throughout my week at Aulani, she was there and she was checking in with me to see what things I did throughout the week. I don't know, that was just an amazing cast experience like I had never had in any of the other Disney experiences that I have done in my lifetime. So shout out to the cast members at Aulani. Y'all are amazing. You are the magic, and you are probably like the best, most service-oriented cast members that I've ever experienced in my whole Disney lifetime. Okay, question number 9. What's the one thing you must do on your Disney trip, otherwise it doesn't feel like a Disney trip? Oh, that's easy. Go to EPCOT. EPCOT is the #1 thing that I must do when I go to Walt Disney World. I'm gonna exclude Disneyland on this. If I go to Florida and I don't go to EPCOT, it does not feel like I went to Florida. EPCOT is my favorite park. It truly does feel like a home away from home, even though it has changed and transformed so much over the years. We have been going to EPCOT since 1997, and when I say we, I mean me and my parents. And that's my family's favorite park. Every single time that we go to Florida, that we go to Walt Disney World, we must go to EPCOT. We must go and see Foxy, my Afro scientist in Spaceship Earth. We must go walk around World Showcase and enjoy the lagoon. It just brings me so much peace. I know there was a time 10 years ago, back in 2015, where I was not feeling at peace in my life. I was feeling really stressed out. I was in law school and I was going through a lot of, you know, personal issues at the time. The way that I was able to get back to myself was going to EPCOT. I know that sounds crazy, and I know that if you're not a Disney fan, you're not gonna understand how healing it is. Just going to EPCOT, doing the things like I love, really and truly healed my soul, and I felt so much better. EPCOT for sure is that #1 thing. Now, if you bring this out to Disney as a whole, meaning that in any Disney park around the world, what's the thing that makes it feel like a Disney vacation? Seeing a nighttime show, seeing either fireworks or some sort of like light show or water show. That's what makes it feel like a Disney day to me. Enjoying my day, enjoying my time, and then just having a really beautiful way to end the night. When I went to Disneyland Paris back in 2024, we did not see the fireworks show, which I'm still kind of salty about. I love my mom, shout out to my mom, but she was not having a great time that day just because it was so cold and rainy. So I completely understand why she wanted to leave before fireworks time, but man, it did not feel like a Disney day to me just because we did not make it to that fireworks time. And I really wanted to see that show because they have drones over there. So next time, hopefully, if I ever get to Disneyland Paris again, I am staying for the fireworks. Question number 10, share an unpopular opinion. Now, okay, I don't know if this was someone asking me this question from Instagram or if this was the website that I used to ask the question, NGL. I don't know if this was NGL asking this question, because sometimes they do that. As a side note, to the creators and people who use NGL, do y'all notice that NGL like sneaks in their own questions? I'm not 100% sure whether someone actually asked this or not, so I'm going to just answer it just in case. What's my unpopular opinion? And I'm gonna put this in the Disney context as well. My unpopular Disney opinion is going to really offend the collectors. I don't want to say collectors because I also collect things. I collect ears, I collect these shirts, I used to collect Loungefly bags, not so much anymore. I collect spirit jerseys. I'm thinking more of like the plushie collectors, the little plushies, the Wishables, the Nuimos, the blind box stuff, and the pop figures. I don't like those. That's my unpopular opinion. I think that Nuimos are super useless. Yes, they are cute, but I think it's kind of a scam because you're paying all this money for a stuffed animal that's like this big, right? You're paying for something that's this big. And then not only are you just paying for that, you have to pay for the clothes for it too. And then what do you do with it after? Oh, okay, you clip it onto a bag and you wear it to the park. That's not that cute. I don't think that that's a effective use of my money. And the same thing goes for the Wishables. I understand the excitement behind buying blind bag things because it's a surprise, but then essentially you're paying money and you don't know what you're buying. I mean, make it make sense, you guys. Like, okay, if I'm buying a spirit jersey, I see the spirit jersey, I like the spirit jersey, it's something that I'm going to wear, so I will purchase it. But when it comes to like a blind bag item, you're buying this bag, you think that one of these creatures is going to be in the bag, you open the bag, you pull out a creature, and it's not the creature you want, or even worse, it's a creature you already have. So then what do you do with it? Yeah, sure, people say, okay, yeah, I trade them. Okay, cool. I mean, how often do you trade them though? Do people actually reach out to you and say, oh my gosh, I want that Winnie the Pooh? You have 2 Winnie the Poohs. Can I have your extra Winnie the Pooh and I'll trade you an Eeyore? Like, does that happen often? I feel like that can't happen that often. I feel like people just don't facilitate these things. And then you have to think about like shipping. You both have to pay for shipping to like send each other these things, because most of the time people are doing these over Instagram. Like, not everyone in your town collects these things. I know for me in Houston, I know a few Disney people live here, but I don't know like all these Disney people that live here. I'm not gonna be meeting up with someone local to trade my Wishable, right? So I'm paying shipping after paying for this thing already, getting a duplicate, and I have to pay shipping again to get rid of this duplicate to maybe, hopefully, get a trade to complete my collection. That's just too complicated, you guys. I understand the excitement and I guess it's kind of cool, but I just think it's kind of a waste. I'm sorry, please don't come for me. I have some really great friends, shout out to Audrey, who collects these blind bag items. I mean, it's really cute. I love to watch Audrey, and she's Glamour Ever After on Instagram, by the way, if you're interested in this type of content. But I love to watch her Instagram stories when she unboxes these like blind box things that she gets from like Miniso or Disney or wherever else, and it's really cute to see them. But for me, collecting those just does not make sense. I wish I had the balls to turn around my camera and to show y'all my Disney setup. Actually, you did kind of see it in a vlog, a previous vlog. Go back to my last vlog and you'll see what I'm talking about. But I have a ton of ears. I have a ton of Loungeflies back there. I have a billion shirts and all this kind of stuff. And if I put these plushie type items on top of all of that, it's gonna be too much. No pop figures, no wishables, no Newimos, no pins. I don't collect pins, and I feel bad because people have given me pins, so I have your pins. It's just that they're in a drawer because I don't have a place to display them. Those kind of collectibles, as much as they are cute, I just can't justify having them. Question number 11, Magic Kingdom or Disneyland, and why? This is so easy. Disneyland. Disneyland. Yes, Magic Kingdom has the better castle, but Disneyland has the better park. First of all, Disneyland has Star Wars Galaxy's Edge in it. I feel like in Florida, it's a waste to have to pay to go to Hollywood Studios just to go to Galaxy's Edge, because Galaxy's Edge in itself is not that great of a land to like spend all that money to go to. Ooh, this is an unpopular opinion as well. I would rather pay to go to Disneyland and then visit Batuu there than visit Batuu in Disney's Hollywood Studios. So that has the Star Wars element. Disneyland has a Star Wars element to it. Disneyland also has Toontown, and Toontown is really cool. And you know what else is in Toontown? Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, which is, once again, one of the better attractions at Disney's Hollywood Studios. So I guess in a short way, I'm trying to say that everything that's good about Disney's Hollywood Studios is at Disneyland. So to me, that feels like it's two parks in one. Two parks for the price of one. Because what else is at Disneyland? Fantasmic! Fantasmic is at Disneyland as well, and it's at Disney's Hollywood Studios. So like, you are getting a combination of everything that's great about Magic Kingdom, all the nostalgic dark rides, all the Fantasyland rides, all of the Tomorrowland. You're getting Frontierland, you're getting Tiana's Bayou Adventure, you're getting all that kind of stuff, as well as Star Wars, as well as Toontown, and just the nostalgia that Walt Disney walked through this park, and that he created this, and it's his touch with everything. So yes, sure, the Disneyland castle is smaller, but that park has way more going for it than Magic Kingdom. I said what I said. Lastly, question number 12. Top 5 things that you love about the parks and top 5 things that you dislike about the parks. So y'all are making me work for this last question. Top 5 things that I love about the parks. I love the nighttime shows. I absolutely love the fireworks, World of Color. Any type of nighttime show gives me so much life, especially the fireworks and the parades too, like the nighttime parades. I can't wait to see Disney Starlight come back to Magic Kingdom, because that's gonna be really awesome to have a new nighttime parade there. So nighttime entertainment. Another thing I love about the parks, the rides, because I am a ride girly. I love to try all the new rides. I love to go on the nostalgic rides that I have enjoyed over the years. I mostly prioritize rides when I go to the parks, so that definitely has to be up there. Number 3, the food. I enjoy going to the theme parks and trying the different foods. I love to get a Dole Whip. I love to get popcorn. I just love to get all the different snacks and enjoy. Number 4, I love the vibes. I love to just be there and see everyone having a great time. I love the people watching. I love to just feel like I'm in an environment where anything can happen. I love feeling the magic. I love just being there to soak it all up. And number 5, I guess I would just say like spending time with the people who I go with. that kind of ties into number 4, the vibes, but just going there and making memories with my family or my friends who I go to the parks with. Really and truly, I remember mostly every time that I go to the parks, I remember how I felt when I was there with the people who I was there with. Just kind of remembering what we talk about in line, taking pictures together, experiencing new things together, making inside jokes, just like spending that quality time with people who I'm there with is just a really beautiful thing. Because that's one of my love languages, right? That's like one of my top love languages is spending quality time. And when you're in the parks, you are making memories because, let's be real, going to Disney is expensive, right? You're paying over $100 to just get into the park itself. So you're gonna be there for quite a while. You're going in the morning and you're coming out at night because you have to make that $100+ park ticket worth it. So when you're there, you're spending time with the people who you're there with. You're standing in line, you're eating the food, you're walking around, you're making decisions of what you want to do for that whole day. And it really and truly is a bonding experience that is a very unique kind of thing. I don't go to the theme parks with everyone, but I genuinely have a special place in my heart for all the people who I have gone with, because that is not an easy thing to do, to go to a theme park with someone, especially Disney, especially for me as a longtime Disney fan. I have to really love you to go to the Disney parks with you. So just being with the people who I go with is definitely one of my favorite things. My top 5 things that I dislike about the parks. Number 1, the crowds. I hate how crowded Disney is right now. I kind of wish that Disney was less popular just because there's too many normies in the parks right now. Too many people who used to make fun of me for going to Disney are now in the parks with their kids, and I'm just like, this sounds so mean, but it's true. Like, why are so many people going to Disney now? Like, when did Disney get so popular? I don't understand it. And it's just people who don't get the lore. It's people who don't understand how things work. People are fighting each other, people are miserable. And then the part that really gets on my nerves is the people who go and don't plan their trip at all. They have a miserable time and then they come back and then they trash Disney and trash Disney adults and say that it wasn't a great experience. So if you're a normie and you're going to the parks, please plan, please talk to a friend, talk to me, talk to someone who's been before and get tips so that you don't come back and like trash the place. Next thing, second thing that I dislike about Disney, the prices. The prices at the parks have gone through the roof. Just between 2019 and 2025, the prices have just become astronomical, and I can understand why, and it ties back into reason number 1, because of the crowds. I understand that Disney's trying to raise prices to like kind of put a cap on the crowds, but it's not helping. People are paying the money, and I'm hoping that like in the next few years there's like some sort of balance. Maybe people won't be able to go to Disney as much, or maybe the fad kind of ends and not as many people are going to Disney, but something needs to be done about these prices because it's too much. I remember when I started collecting Spirit jerseys, I'm tying this back into a previous topic. When I started collecting Spirit jerseys, they were only $60. They were like $59.99 for a Spirit jersey. Right now, Spirit jerseys are like $80, $90, $100. And mind you, I started collecting Spirit jerseys in 2018. That's when I bought my first Spirit jersey. That's crazy, right? Like, they've basically almost doubled in price over the past, what was that, 2018 to 2025. Third thing I dislike about the parks is the influencer culture. Some would say I'm a Disney influencer, but I would say I'm not. I'm not local. I don't live there. I don't want to name names. I'm not trying to be shady, but I feel like influencer culture kind of spoils a lot for the Disney parks, because people always want to be the first to ride something. They want to be the first to cover something. They're rushing into the parks and they're spoiling all the experiences. They're going to rides and doing like ride POVs, and I'm guilty of watching them. Let's be real, I do love to see a ride POV. It just seems to be like a lot these days. Like, there's nothing that you don't know about a Disney park from the internet. Like, you could go on and see any aspect of a Disney park from the internet right now. If you truly wanted to, there is a ride POV, there's an experience POV, there's someone talking about something all over the internet. There's no mystery there. And I kind of miss the days where I had no idea what to expect. I'd just show up and see something totally new and be super impressed by it, and super, like, it takes the magic away to have all of these opinions and perspectives and points of view and just people sharing their experience. Now, I mean, it's good to have people share their experience, but I feel like there should be some sort of balance in there between spoiling an experience and promoting something. And I hope that at some point we find that balance somewhere. Number 4, how do I explain this? So I saw a TikTok the other day. It was a Black woman who was talking about seeing other adults in the Disney parks, and they were dressed very scantily clad, and she said basically that she was seeing booty cheeks all over the Disney parks. And I have to agree. So number 4 is the scantily clad dressed people at Disney. Yes, I understand that Florida is hot. I understand that California could also be hot. But at the same time, y'all need to remember that there are children around you. You have to remember that there are people who don't want to see all of your butt. They don't want to be sitting in your butt sweat. They don't want to have to engage with your body parts or your smell or your lack of hygiene. People, just please remember that Disney was made for everyone. It wasn't just made for kids. And it wasn't just made for adults, it was made for everybody. So if y'all could think of and be considerate to everyone, that would be great. Please keep your butt cheeks covered in the Disney parks. I beg you. I don't want to see that. I was seeing it the last time I was there too, like not in December because it was cold, but like in March, I was seeing booty cheeks too, and I did not appreciate it. Number 5 thing that I don't like about the parks: paid fast pass, aka lightning lane, aka what is it called again? They changed that name so many times. It used to be Disney Genie Plus, now it's wait Lightning Lane Multi-Pass is the thing that I dislike about the Disney parks right now. Fast pass was free back in, what was it, the 2000s I think was when they started doing fast pass. And that used to be a great time. Like, you would get to the park early, you would go up to a kiosk, you would scan your ticket and press a button, and you would get a fast pass return time for your favorite attraction. And then you could plan your day. Well, not even really plan your day. I remember it used to be a much more spontaneous experience. I would go to the Disney park, me and my parents, we would show up, we would buy our ticket that day from the ticket booth. We didn't have to pre-plan anything. We just knew, okay, we're going to Disney, we're gonna go probably to Magic Kingdom on Tuesday, and maybe we'll go to EPCOT on Thursday, and maybe we'll go to Universal on Saturday. Like, that's how we used to plan our trip. Like, we didn't have to go and plan a Disney vacation 6 months in advance, and we didn't have to book our dining reservations 60 days in advance. We didn't have to book whatever a billion days in advance. We would just show up there that day, buy a ticket, walk in, run and grab a fast pass real quick, and just have a really organic, spontaneous experience. But now you really have to be planning these trips. You really have to be paying to get on all the rides, apparently, because so many people are visiting. They make it really difficult for you to experience everything without having to pay a premium price for it. And I think that's really messed up. If Disney was responsible and maybe they capped attendance at like a certain point at a lower number than they do now, because they do cap attendance. I know, like, for the holiday season, when unfortunately I tend to go a lot, Magic Kingdom gets sold out. Yeah, Disney needs to cap attendance or something at a lower point so that you don't need to have to pay all this money. But I mean, I understand Disney's a business. They want to make as much money as they can, so of course they're gonna charge a premium price for you to pay to skip the line. But the thing is, the Lightning Lane makes the lines longer in general, and the Lightning Lane lines are still pretty long. Like, I remember I bought the Lightning Lane single pass for Star Wars Rise of the Resistance for when me and my dad went to Hollywood Studios last year, and I remember we still had to wait in quite a bit of a line to get through to get through to go and ride the ride. If I'm not walking up and getting on this ride instantly, like what is the point? You're paying, I think I paid $21 or $22 per person for us to skip the Rise of the Resistance line in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, and we still had to wait in a bit of a line to like get on, or to get to the experience, because Rise of the Resistance is an interesting ride that has like different experiences in the queue, but that's a whole different story. Anyway, paid fast pass is evil. I don't like it. I wish Disney would get rid of it or figure out some sort of way to basically not penalize people for not spending extra. That's just where we are in this cycle of Disney really trying to make a profit off of people. Anyways, guys, that's it for me. I think that's all the questions that I had to answer. What are your unpopular Disney opinions? Leave that down in the comments if you made it this far in the video. Thank you so much for watching and joining me on this. If you haven't already, please subscribe. It would mean the world to me if you subscribe to my channel. If you like random Disney videos like this, if you are getting into the tech industry and want to hear about my transition into tech, if you just want to see random vlogs of me living my life in Houston, this might be a good fit for you. So definitely subscribe. Give this video a like. Definitely share it with a friend too. Anyway, you guys, I hope you have a magical day.